Yo, what's good guys? Welcome back to the channel and Happy New Year. I hope you all had a great end to 2025. I took a couple of weeks off just to sort of relax and celebrate the holidays with my family and my friends. But it is a new year, which means new videos on the channel and maybe some new types of content. I think this year I want to start maybe doing more live streams on Twitch and YouTube. I haven't decided if I'm going to start that yet or what my schedule would look like if I do, but I'll keep you guys posted if that's something I want to try out. In the meantime, in this week's video, I want to cook up a dark orchestral beat for artists like 21 Savage and Lil Baby. They both released new projects recently with some super dope beats on them that had me feeling inspired. So we're going to jump in FL Studio and let's start cooking up. Alright, so we're in FL Studio. I have the BPM set to 150. I went to Analog Lab and I grabbed this tremolo string preset by Loop Legend. This is what it sounds like. It's a nice dark string sound, which I think will be good as sort of like the foundation of this melody. I have it set to D minor for the scale. So we're going to start by laying down like a D minor triad and then just try to create some movement in the chord. So I like how that sounds. For a lot of my dark beats, I like to take this third note here and bring it down one semitone. I believe this makes it a diminished chord and it just makes it sound a little bit more tense because there's not sort of like the space between the D and the next note in the chord. So that gives it a darker sound. One thing I'm going to try doing is pitching this down an octave. I think that sounds cool too. And let's create some movement in the chord by adding some other notes. We'll kind of create a melody with it. Let's maybe slow it down a bit. Let's bring it down to like 146 and let's also bring it down to C minor. Alright, so I like the way this sounds so far. Let's hit Command B and copy it over for another 4 bars. And then what we're going to do with these last 2 bars is we're going to bring it down 4 semitones. So we're going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to take this, copy it over by hitting Command B, and we're going to go down 1 just to sort of resolve the pattern. So let's hear how this sounds now. Next thing we're going to do is clone Analog Lab and grab a piano and lay down some bass notes. So let's go into pianos and let's grab this classic dark piano. And let's pitch this down to like C3 and then we'll copy it down an octave as well just to make it a little bit more full. We're going to drag that out for a full 4 bars and then hit Command B to copy it over again. And then we changed our bass notes with a string. So we're going to change it here. So we're going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to slice this and then bring that down another one. And then let's copy these up because that might be a little bit too low on the scale. Let's hear how this sounds. So that sounds cool. Let's pitch the entire thing up 4 semitones to E minor and let's grab a few more sounds to help build out the melody. One thing we could do is go into Xenology and grab a string, try to switch it up a bit. So let's go into strings, let's sort by ratings. Let's grab the AX violin and let's just make a simple like counter melody to play along with this. We could honestly just have it play like one note. And then maybe switch up here. You know what? I think I'm going to use Analog Lab strings because that sounds a little bit too fake. So let's go back into augmented strings and let's grab this falling strings preset. Maybe switch this around a bit. So that's sounding cool as well. Let's go into Analog Lab, maybe find one more string. Let's go back into augmented strings. Could try this. It's kind of like a plucked string. just copy that over as well and hit Option R just to randomize the velocities a bit. Let's go into Analog Lab and let's maybe try to find one more string. I want something that's sort of like expressive. I don't know how to describe it. I like this free note preset as well. Ooh, yeah, we could use this. And again, we're just gonna have this repeat all the way throughout, and then we'll change these notes here. Do something like this. Next, we're gonna add a sub bass, and this should be probably the last element of the melody. And then I'm just going to do like a little bit of leveling, and we can start the drums. So let's grab a nice sub bass. Like, we'll take this Moog sub bass, and let's just lay it down on our root notes, which are D. Pitch that down octave, copy it over, bring this one down. Maybe we'll have these ones go up actually, like that. Hit Command L just to shorten that one note. Alright, so the melody's pretty much done. I just quickly assigned all of the instruments and mixer channels by dragging left click down and hitting Command L. So now when I go into the mixer channel, they all are already routed. So first thing I'm going to do is I like to just boost the high slightly when I'm creating my beats, just to add a little bit more high end to it. And then we're going to drag these down. We're going to drag number 8 over, so I'm gonna right click here, go dock to left, and this is going to be our melody bus, which if you guys are familiar with my videos, you probably see me do this on pretty much every video now. And then I'm gonna right click route to this track only for all the sounds in the melody. So now before they go into the master, they're gonna go into this melody bus. We're gonna start with the sub bass. I'm gonna put it in mono, so that's just dragging that all the way to the right. And then let's start with our main strings. Just EQ them slightly. Slightly merge this one, like 50%. Maybe not that much, maybe like 10. Our second string. We're gonna pan this one to the left, add some EQ. And when you're like mixing and leveling your sounds, it's very helpful to pan some to the left, some to the right, because then your mix isn't as like, how do I describe it? Isn't as like crowded. Like if you had everything just heading straight on, it's gonna sound very crowded, pretty much overdone. So I like to sort of pan certain sounds left and right slightly, especially if they're similar sounds. Like I don't want this string to be playing like directly in the center as this string. So I panned it to the left, and then what's this sound? This is our sort of pluck string, I think. So that one I'm gonna pan to the right. Add some reverb. One thing I want to do is add sound shifter. And this is something I do to a lot of my melodies as well. Instead of just transposing the MIDI, sometimes I like to use sound shifter. I find it almost has the same effect you would get as if you rendered it out to audio and then transposed it rather than just transposing the MIDI. So what key are we in? We are in D minor right now. So let's go up let's go up 3 semitones and put it into F minor. So let's bring it back down to B minor. Let's try this. I'm gonna stop playing around with the pitch and I'm gonna start laying down some drums. Let's just go into the Noir Volume 3 kit by Reflect. I found Reflect on Instagram and he makes some super hard trap beats. You guys should go check him out. And I'm pretty sure all these kits he was just like giving away for free on his website, so I copped them all. But I really like this Essentials kit inside the Noir Volume 3 one. It's pretty much every drum sound you need to make modern trap. So I think I'm gonna use this Hitmake as snare though. We're gonna take this hi-hat, the Vinexi. I don't even know how to pronounce that. We're just gonna do like a simple 2-step pattern. Add a couple of rolls. We're not gonna overdo it. Like. You even just do something like that. I want to use the spins 808 for this. So let's just play around with the envelope. Now the 808 only plays as long as we hold down a note. So we're in C minor, so let's go down to C4. Actually, before we do the 808s, let's save the 808s for last. Let's grab this drop open hat. I really like this open hat, but it's a little bit too long. So what I like to do is I like to shorten it a bit by playing with the length knob, and then I like to play with the out knob. So that just shortens the hi-hat and makes it a little bit more like punchier for me. Something like that. You know what? Let's layer the snare with a clap as well. So we'll take this one. So that sounds hard. I don't want to overdo the drums because I find like on 21 Savage type beats, the drums aren't ever anything too complex. I know Lil Baby, the drums can go kind of crazy. Like it can be a lot faster. It can have like crazier hi-hat and snare rolls and stuff like that. But I want to keep this relatively simple. So let's grab a kick and layer it with the 808. So I split by channel. I'm going to drag in all the sounds from our melody. I'm going to unmute them and sort of build out the intro. So I don't want these strings to be playing or that one. And I don't think I want the choir. So we're going to delete this. So we're just going to have the sub bass, the piano, and the main strings play for the first 8 bars. You know what? Maybe we could add like halftime or portal onto this just to change it up a bit. Ooh, I kind of like that actually. Create an automation clip and have it go away for the hook. Maybe have play only like 50%. So they set a little bit further back in the mix. And then we'll come back into the hook there. Alright guys, that's it for this week's video. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to let the full beat play out now, and I'll see you guys next week with a new video.